So welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we'll be working CXC fractions, and these questions ranges from January and June 2004 to January 2020. And as always with working mathematics questions, there's always more than one way to work any question. So especially so when I'm working mixed fractions, you'll see that I basically put each mixed fraction, change each mixed fraction to an improper fraction, as I personally believe that it allows for better working and minimizes error as much as possible. So we're starting with June 2013. So I have 5, 1. We're working the numerator aspect for the numerator fractions first. So 1 and 4 over 5 minus 1 over 3. So what we have is 5, 1, 5 plus 4, 9 over 5 minus 1 over 3. And we can now find the LCM of this fraction. So what we have is the LCM being 15. So now we can go ahead and work, and we can say 5 into 15 goes 3 times, so 3 9s, 27, minus 3 into 15 goes 5 times, 5 1s, 5. So now we can go ahead and do our subtraction, and we say 27 minus 5, and that will leave us with 22 over 15. And now what we can do is now include the denominator portion of the fraction. So 22 over 15 represents the calculation from 1 and 4 over 5 minus 1 over 3. So what we have now is 22 over 15 divided by what we have of 2 and 2 over 5. And I'm just going to go ahead and change the 2 and the 2 over 5 to also an improper fraction. So what we have is 2 5s 10 plus 2 leaves us with 12 over 5. And remember, we never directly divide fractions, so what we need to do is to change our division sign. So what we have is 22 over 15, change our division sign to multiplication and flip the fraction that follows, and I will get 5 over 12. And this is what we're now working with. So it's 22 over 15 multiplied by 5 over 12. So what you'll see is that basically we can now simplify this fraction. So I could actually go ahead and say 5 into itself goes 1 time, 5 into 15 goes 3 times. So I have a 1 year and 3 year. And then I can also say 2 into 12 goes 6 times, and 2 into 22 goes 11 times. So what I'll be multiplying then is 1 times 11 to give me 11 divided by 3 multiplied by 6, and 3 6 is 18. So I'm left with 11 over 18. And even if you didn't cancel and you went ahead and multiply, you'll have 5 multiplied by 22 to give you 110, and 15 multiplied by 12 to give you 180, and you will basically go ahead and simplify by dividing by 10. But our answer for June 2013 is 11 over 18. So now we're on to June 2012. So once again, I will work the numerator fractions first, which is 3 and 1 over 5 minus 2 over 3. So I'll change that to an improper fraction. So I have 3 5s 15 plus 1 16 over 5 minus 2 over 3. So once again, I will need to find the LCM, which again is 15. So now we can go ahead and work and say 5 into 15 goes 3 times. So what we have is 3 multiplied by 16 to give us 48, minus 3 into 15 goes 5 times, and 2 5s 10. So what we now have is 48 minus 10, and that leaves us with 38 over 15. So what we have is 38 over 15 representing the numerator fractions, and now we are dividing that by what was there, which is the 2 and 4 over 5, and we're changing that to an improper fraction. So what we have is 2 5s 10 plus 4 14 over 5. And once, as we stated before, we do not divide fractions, so we change our division to multiplication. So we have 38 over 15, change our division to multiplication, and then flip the fraction that follows. So we now have 5 over 14. So what we can do again is to simplify. So 5 into itself goes one time, 5 into 15 goes 3 times. And then we can say 2 into 38 goes 19 times, and 2 into 14 goes 7 times. So now what we're left with is 19 multiplied by 1 to give me 19, and 3 multiplied by 7 to give me 21. So therefore my answer is 19 over 21 for June 2012. And now we are moving to June 2011. So same procedure will work. Our numerator fractions first, change them to an improper fraction. So what we have is 2 4s 8 and 1 9 over 4 plus 8 1s 8 8 1 8 plus 1 9 over 8, and we can see from there what our LCM is, which is 8. So we can say 4 into 8 goes 2 times 2 9s 18, plus 8 into 8 goes 1 time 1 times 9 is 9. So now basically what we have working with is 18 plus 9 to give us 27 over 8, and that is divided by our numerator fraction of 4.5, and we'll just change 4.5 to an improper fraction to get 2 4s 8 plus 1 9 over 2, and again we do not divide straight, so we have 27 over 8, change our division sign to multiplication and flip the fraction that follows, and now we have 2 over 9. So I can say 2 into itself goes 1 time, 2 into 8 goes 4 times, and 9 into itself goes 1 time, 9 into 27 goes 3 times. So now what I have is 1 multiplied by 3 to give me 3, and that is divided by 4 multiplied by 1 to give me 4. So my answer for June 2011 is 3 over 4. June 2010. So this one is a bit different. As you can see, there are two fractions from the, so you have two fractions at the numerator, two fractions at the denominator. So what I'll do is to work the numerator fractions first. Numerator fractions. So what I'll have is 2 plus 1, 3 over 2 minus 2 over 5. And now we can look for LCM, and our LCM is 10. So what we will have is 2 into 10 goes 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15, minus 5 into 10 goes 2 times. 2 2s 4. So what we have now is 15 minus 4, and that will leave us with 11 over 10 as the answer for the denominator. for numerator, sorry. And now we are looking at the denominator fractions. So what we have is 4 and 2 upon 5, so it's 5 4 20 plus 2, 22 over 5 multiply by 3 over 4. And we can just simplify by saying 2 into 22 goes 11 times, 2 into 4 goes 2 times. So what we now have is 11 multiplied by 3 to give us 33, and 5 multiplied by 2 to give us 10. So we have 33 over 10 for numerator fractions. So therefore, now joining the fractions together, what we will have is 11 over 10 divided by 33 over 10. And a common mistake that students usually make is to put the 33 over 10 first, then put the 11 over 10 after. But students, remember, it's the fractions that are at the top you will put first, then followed by the fraction that is at the bottom, which is the denominator. So do not flip the fractions at all, as that will result in an incorrect answer. And as we know before, with division, we change so we have 11 over 10. We change our division sign to multiplication and flip the fraction that follows. So we get 10 over 33. We can go ahead and simplify by saying 10 into 10 goes 1 time, 10 into 10 goes 1 time, and 11 into itself goes 1 time, 11 into 33 goes 3 times. So what we have is 1 multiplied by 1 at the numerators, and then 1 multiplied by 3, and we are left with 1 upon 3 for June 2010. So once again, you work the numerator fractions, then the denominator fractions, and we come together to have 11 over 10 divided by 33 over 10. So now we move to June 2009. As you can see, that's kind of the trend with the questions from CXC. So now we work our numerator fractions first. So I have 2 3s 6 plus 2 8 over 3, and that is plus 5 1 5 plus 1 6 over 5. And once again, we find our denominator, or L.C.M., which is 15, and we now say 3 into 15 goes 5 times 5 8 40, plus 5 into 15 goes 3 times 3 6 is 18. So now we have 40 plus 18 to give us 58 over 15. So that is the answer for our numerator fractions, and that is divided by 6 and 2 over 5, and we're changing our 6 and 2 over 5 to an improper fraction. So we have 6 5 30 plus 2 32 over 5, and following same procedure again, we now say 58 over 15, change our division sign to multiplication, and then flip the fraction that follows. So we get 5 over 32. So we can say 5 into itself goes 1 time, 5 into 15 goes 3 times. And then we say 2 into 58 goes 29 times, and 2 into 32 goes 16 times. So what we have is 29 multiplied by 1, and then 3 multiplied by 16, and we get 48. So our answer for June 2009 is 29 over 48. And now we move to June 2008. So once again, following our step, we change, working our numerator fractions, we change our mixed fractions to improper. So it's 2 2's 4 plus 1, 5 over 2 minus 4 over 5, and we find our LCM. So what we have is, this should be 10, LCM of 10. I'm just used to writing 15 so much from these questions. So it is 2 into 10 goes 5 times 5 5's 25, minus 5 into 10 goes 2 times 2 4's 8. So now what we have is 25 minus 8 leaves us with 17 over 10. So that is the answer for the numerator portion of our fraction, and that is divided by 3 over 4. So now what we have is 17 over 10. We change our division sign to multiplication and then flip the fraction that follows, and we get 4 over 3. Once again, we can go ahead and simplify. We can say 2 into 4 goes 2 times, 2 into 10 goes 5 times. So now what we have is 2 times 17 to give us 34, and that is divided by 5 times 3 is 15. So our answer for June 2008 is 34 over 15. And this can be simplified if the question asks to be simplified by changing this to a mixed fraction by saying 15 into 34 goes 2 times, and now we have a remainder of 4 over 15. So 2 and 4 over 15 if we're changing our answer back to a mixed fraction. And that is our answer for June 2008. So now we have June 2005. And if you remember from your arithmetic operations law, whenever there's a bracket, we always work our bracket first. So I am just going to put back the 4 and 1 over 5, but I'm just going to change it to an improper fraction from them. So it's 5 4's 20 plus 1, 21 over 5 minus, in our bracket, 9 1's 9 plus 1, 10 over 9 multiply by 3 over 1. So remember, when we have whole numbers that are by themselves, it is the same as expressing that whole number over 1. So we have the same 21 over 5 minus, and from our bracket now we are just going to simplify and then multiply. So I can say 3 into itself goes 1 time, 3 into 9 goes 3 times. So what I have is 1 multiplied by 10 to give me 10, and 3 multiplied by 1 to give me 3. So now I have 21 over 5 minus 10 over 3. And from this fraction, I will need to now find the LCM, which is 15. So it's same as your 60. Love the number 15. So now I can say 5 into 15 goes 3 times. So 21 multiplied by 3 is 63, minus 3 into 15 goes 5 times, 5 tens, 50. So now I have 63 minus 50, and that leaves me with 13 upon 15, and that is my answer for June 2005, 13 over 15. And now we are at June 2004. So once again, working our numerator fractions. So I am changing 3 and 1 upon 3. So an improper fraction, so 3 3 is 9 plus 1, 10 over 3 minus 2 5 10 plus 3, 13 over 5. And again, we will find our LCM of 15, and we now say 3 into 15 goes 5 times 5 is 10, 50, minus 5 into 15 goes 3 times 13 multiplied by 3 is 39. So now I have 50 minus 39, and that leaves us with 11 over 15. And is this 11 over 15 from working the numerator fractions is divided by 2 and 1 upon 5, which when expressed as an improper fraction is 2 5s 10, 11 over 5. So now what I will do is go ahead and do our usual procedure, 11 over 15, change our multiplication or division to multiplication and flip the fraction that follows. So now I will have 5 over 11. So I can go ahead and simplify and say 11 into itself goes 1 time, 11 into itself goes 1 time, 5 into 15 goes 3 times, 5 into itself goes 1 time. So what I have is 1 times 1 to give me 1, and 3 times 1 to give me 3. So my answer for June 2004 is 1 over 3. So now we are at January 2020. And going from our order of arithmetic operations, we'll need to work whatever there that has a multiplication. So it's bracket of multiplications, then we do division, addition, subtraction, etc., etc. So therefore, in this case, we do not work the 1 over 3 minus 1 and 1 upon 4. Instead, we work the portion that requires multiplication first. So we're changing our fractions to improper fractions. It is 5, 4 is 20, plus 1, 21 over 5, multiply by 1 over 3, and that is minus 4 ones 4 plus 1, 5 over 4. And now we're going to go ahead and do the multiplication portion. So we're going to simplify. 3 into itself goes 1 time, 3 into 21 goes 7 times. So what I'll have now is 7 multiplied by 1 to give me 7, and 5 multiplied by 1 to give me 5 minus 5 upon 4. And from this fraction, I will now need to find our LCM, which is 20. So now 5 into 20 goes 4 times 7, 28, minus 4 into 5, 4 into 20 goes 5 times 5 5s, 25. So now what I have is 28 minus 5, 28 minus 25, and that will give me 3 over 20. And that is our answer for January 2020. So guys, especially with doing the cancellation where I was simplifying 3 into itself 1 time, 3 into 21 goes 7 times, please ensure that you're reworking these fractions so that you're following, as when I'm cancelling, these numbers that result after cancelling are not written on the slide. So just for you to follow and to properly understand, ensure that you're rewriting these fractions and practicing. So now we're on to January 2019. So we're working the multiplication part of our fraction first, which is the numerator at top. So it is a half multiplied by 3 over 5. So we can go ahead and multiply, and 3 ones 3, 2 5s 10. So we have 3 upon 10 from the numerator portion of our fraction, and that is 3 upon 10, and that is divided by 3 and 1 upon 2, which is 2 3 6 plus 1 7 over 2. And following usual procedure, we now say 3 upon 10, change our division sign to multiplication, and flip the fraction that follows. And we can simplify by saying 2 into itself goes 1 time, 2 into 10 goes 5 times. So now we have 3 multiplied by 1, and that is divided by 5 multiplied by 7, which is 35. So our answer for January 2019 is 3 upon 35.